Steelers Nation, what's up? We got a lot to talk about, and trust me, this one's gonna hit different. There's something brewing in Pittsburgh, something more serious than just wins and losses. And no, I'm not talking about standings or playoff scenarios. I'm talking about identity. I'm talking about the foundation of this team, especially on the side of the ball that's supposed to be our calling card, the defense. So yeah, we've got the Green Bay Packers rolling into town for a primetime clash at Acrisure Stadium, a team that's a bit of a statistical oddity this year. Every single one of their wins has come with them scoring exactly 27 points. That's not a typo. For wins, for games with 27 on the board. It's quirky, but it also gives you a strange little cheat code. Want to beat the Packers? Just make sure they don't score exactly 27. Easy, right? Yeah, probably not. But here's the deal. This matchup isn't just about Green Bay. It's about us. Because whether the Steelers win or lose this game might honestly not be the most important thing. Crazy to say that out loud, I know. This is a fan base that bleeds black and gold, that lives and dies with every Sunday. But sometimes, a game isn't just about the result. It's about what you build from it. Now, hear me out. Look down the road. After Green Bay, we're staring at a stretch that's going to test every fiber of this team's DNA. We're talking about 4 straight weeks of heavyweight fights. The Colts, who are sitting pretty with just 1 loss, are up next. Then it's a long flight to Los Angeles to face off against Justin Herbert, the league's top-rated passer at the moment. And right after that, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and the Bengals waiting to pounce. That alone would be enough of a gauntlet. But it doesn't stop there. Later on, you've got the Bills, the Ravens twice, and yeah, even the Dolphins and Lions, who just might be playing the best football in the entire league right now. So when I say this isn't just about the Packers, I mean it. This game has to be about resetting, about reestablishing some kind of defensive identity. Because let's be honest, whatever this unit is supposed to be right now, it's not working. Not the way it should. You can hear it in the locker room. The guys are saying all the right things, that the Cincinnati game was just a bad night, that it's a long season, that they'll bounce back. You expect to hear that after a short week, a tough road game, emotions running high. But those are just words. And right now, words don't fix missed tackles. They don't fix blown coverages. They don't stop opposing quarterbacks from throwing for 300 yards. Let's be real. This defense doesn't just need a bounce back. It needs a recalibration. Something has to change because what we've seen too often this season isn't an isolated breakdown. It's a trend. It's a pattern. It's become who this defense is. And that's the part that should worry you. And I know, Steelers football has always been about defense. It's been our pride, our tradition, our edge. But lately, that edge feels dulled. The swagger has faded. And if you think that can be fixed just by playing harder or executing better, then you're missing the point. It's deeper than that. So yes, I'll say it. I would gladly take a 13-10 loss this weekend if it meant the defense finally found its footing. That might sound backward, but think about it. What's more valuable? Stealing a sloppy win that masks your problems, or taking a hard loss that forces real progress? Because if this defense doesn't get right, none of the rest matters. It won't matter how many plays George Pickens makes. It won't matter if Najee Harris or Jalen Warren breaks off some big runs. It won't matter if Kenny Pickett starts threading needles like a seasoned vet. This team isn't built to win shootouts. It's not designed to go toe-to-toe in 40-point slugfests. That's just not the structure of this roster. We've seen glimpses, sure. There have been flashes of brilliance. That Bengals game had its moments, and you want to believe that kind of explosion can become the norm. But the truth is this offense still feels capped. It's limited by design. That's not necessarily a criticism. It's just the reality. So if the offense can't carry the load, the defense has to. And right now, that's not happening. That's why it's frustrating to hear Mike Tomlin and Terrell Austin fall back on the same old refrain. We have to stop the run. That's their answer. That's the fix, supposedly. Stop the run, and everything else will fall into place. Really? Look, nobody's saying run defense isn't important. Of course it is. You let teams run wild on you, and everything opens up. Play action gets more dangerous. Your safeties get sucked in. Your corners are left on islands. It shrinks your playbook on defense and forces you into uncomfortable looks. We get it. Stopping the run is a noble goal. But let's not pretend that's the silver bullet. Because here's what's really going on. The coaching staff doesn't want to admit that the secondary just isn't good enough right now, that the personnel might not be right, that the schemes need to be adjusted. And rather than overhaul the system or bench some underperformers, they're shifting the narrative. Make it about the run. Take the heat off the coverage guys. Protect the structure. And that's the problem. You can't fix a leaky roof by painting the walls. The truth is, there are alignment issues. There are personnel choices that make no sense. You've got guys like Deshaun Elliott, who's one of the league's top tacklers, being asked to drop into deep coverage instead of playing closer to the line where he thrives. You've got young players like Nick Herbig, who's been flashing every chance he gets, sitting on the bench while the same mistakes get repeated by others. It's not about effort. It's about usage. It's about putting players in positions to succeed, and right now, that's just not happening consistently. So no, this isn't about one bad night in Cincinnati. This isn't just a blip. This is the red flag, the warning light on the dashboard. And if the coaching staff doesn't make some meaningful adjustments soon, not just tweaks, but real changes, then it's going to get late real fast for this season. And let's be clear, no one's calling for a teardown. This isn't about panic. This is about urgency. It's about recognizing that your supposed strength is turning into a liability, and that every opponent on the upcoming schedule is licking their chops at the chance to exploit it. And the thing is, you can already sense the excuses forming. You hear the messaging coming from the top. Not just the players, but the coaches too, and it all sounds a little too rehearsed. We got to stop the run. That line has been echoed over and over again this week. First, it came from Mike Tomlin. Then, almost word for word, from Terrell Austin. And when you hear the same talking point repeated like that, you know what's happening. They're trying to manage the narrative. But here's the truth. Stopping the run isn't going to magically repair a broken secondary. What's more concerning is that there's no admission of deeper issues. There's no visible frustration, no signs of real urgency. It's as if they believe they can just ride it out and things will turn around on their own. But this isn't a slump. This is structural. You don't fall to the bottom of the league in pass defense by accident. That takes weeks, months of consistently getting beat. It takes miscommunication, poor positioning, and outdated schemes. And it takes a refusal to adjust. That's where the Steelers are right now. So when they line up against Green Bay, this has to be more than just another game. It has to be a response, not just to a single loss, but to a season that's slipping into mediocrity on the back of defensive underperformance. They need to show that someone in that building understands what's wrong. They need to show they're not just going to keep running the same scripts, hoping for a different ending. Because this Packers team, they're beatable. They've got talent, sure, but they're also young and inconsistent. Jordan Love has tools, but he's not exactly tearing up the league right now. This isn't Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. If the Steelers want to find their defensive rhythm, this is the perfect time. Sunday night, under the lights, in front of a home crowd that's begging for something to believe in. And yet, even if they do bottle up the Packers' run game, it's not going to be enough unless the back end holds up. They have to play tighter in coverage. They have to communicate. They have to play like they've actually practiced together. Because far too often this season, it's looked like the secondary is made up of strangers. Blown coverages, wide open receivers, missed assignments. You name it, we've seen it. And what makes it worse is the lack of accountability. No one seems to be getting benched. No one is getting fewer reps. It's the same personnel, the same alignments, the same issues. Where's the change? Where's the urgency? If the coaching staff won't make the tough calls now, when will they? When Buffalo hangs 40 on us? When Herbert throws for 400 yards? This is the moment. Right here. Right now. And if they can't get it right at home against a middling Packers offense, then what reason is there to believe they'll be able to fix it against the elite teams coming up? Look, no one is saying this defense needs to become the steel curtain overnight. That era is gone. This is a different league, a different game. But the standard is still the standard, right? That's what we've been told. So live up to it. Start by making smarter decisions with the talent you have. Start by using your playmakers in roles that maximize their strengths instead of exposing their weaknesses. Let's see more of Nick Herbig, a guy who's been electric in limited snaps. Let's stop pretending we can get away with playing guys out of position in the name of flexibility. It's not working. The film doesn't lie. Fans see it. Opponents definitely see it. And if the people inside the building don't see it too, then we've got a bigger problem than just coverage breakdowns. And let's talk about coaching for a second, because at some point, the defensive game plan has to evolve. The league adjusts week to week. Great coordinators adjust too. So far, that's not happening. You keep hearing about execution, about effort, about toughness, but where's the innovation? Where are the disguises? Where's the aggression? If this group is going to get back on track, it's going to take more than motivational speeches. It's going to take a new vision, a new plan. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, things aren't exactly pretty either, but there's a different energy, a different kind of pressure. People know what the offense is: limited, young, inconsistent. So expectations are different. But the defense? The defense is supposed to be the heart of this team, the veteran unit, the leadership core. And that's exactly why their struggles feel so much heavier. When the offense has a bad game, you hope they grow. When the defense has a bad game, it feels like betrayal. Because those guys are supposed to be the ones you can count on. They're the ones with pro bowlers, with leaders, with guys who've been through the wars. And when that group underperforms, it doesn't just hurt. It shakes your faith in what this team is built on. So yes, I'd rather see them lose close with a dominant defensive performance than win ugly while giving up chump plays all night. Because if the defense gets right, this team has a chance. A real chance. But if the defense stays broken, then the season's ceiling is already set, and it's not high. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing louder than ever this week, and it seems Pittsburgh is finally about to turn a page in its wide receiver saga. Chris Olave, one of the league's most dynamic young talents, is reportedly on his way to Pittsburgh to take on the role of WR1, a move that has fans and analysts alike speculating about the Steelers' offensive future. After months of whispers, trade speculation, and a seemingly endless carousel of potential targets, it looks like the drama has finally reached its climax. Sources close to the team suggest that Olave's arrival could immediately elevate Pittsburgh's passing game. Known for his sharp route running, exceptional speed, and knack for making big plays in crucial moments, Olave would give quarterback Kenny Pickett a weapon capable of changing the trajectory of any game. The buzz around Heinz Field is palpable. Fans are already imagining deep sideline bombs, clutch third-down conversions, and highlight reel touchdowns that could redefine the Steelers' offense. The Olave to Pittsburgh storyline has been brewing for months, with rival teams reportedly showing interest but never quite securing the star wideout. Now, all signs point to the Steel City landing the prize. Speculation abounds about how head coach Mike Tomlin and offensive coordinator Matt Canada will integrate Olave into the existing scheme. Will he line up outside, work the slot, or rotate to keep defenses guessing? The intrigue is part of the reason the rumor has captured so much attention. While nothing is officially confirmed yet, insiders hint that the Steelers' front office has been quietly aggressive, making room for Olave on the roster and potentially reshaping the receiving core around him. Social media is already alive with mock jerseys, countdowns, and excited debates about how soon we'll see the young star making defenders look foolish across the AFC North. If this move materializes, Pittsburgh fans may finally witness the offense many have been clamoring for. Fast, explosive, and impossible to ignore. As always, until the ink is dry, this remains a tantalizing rumor, but one that carries all the hallmarks of a blockbuster NFL story. Chris Olave in black and gold, that the headline Steelers Nation didn't know it was waiting for, and the chatter shows no signs of slowing down. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.